What's up everybody, welcome back to a new Unreal Engine 4 video. So in this video we're going to look into the Mr Mannequin tools for Blender. So these are pretty sweet tools, and if you watched my previous animation tutorial, which I uploaded about a year ago or something, that's probably why you're here. So the workflow changed a bit with the new Mr Mannequin tools, and importing new bones into Unreal Engine was a little bit harder. So in this video I'm going to show you how we are going to set up our character and how we can add bones so we can attach weapons or camera to those bones. So if you don't know Mr Mannequin tools, they are pretty sweet tools for Blender, and they come with blend tools as well that provide you with really sweet animation rigs. So this is a pretty cool tool. You can get it for free. You can leave a little donation if you would like. This is pretty cool stuff, so you might want to consider it. And also make sure to check out the YouTube channel from the developer. I'll leave a link to both of these in the description. So let's get started. We need Blender first. So let's open Blender. Make sure you have the Mannequin tools installed. Now let's get rid of this default stuff like we always do and go to the unit section over here like we always do as well. Make sure the unit scale is 0.01 and the length is set to meters. So with the Mr Mannequin tools installed, we can go to the add button over here and we can add templates. We're going to add the mannequin, and that's fine, so just add it to the scene. So this is the animation rig. This is pretty cool stuff. You can make some really sweet animations with this. So make sure to play around with this rig as well, but that's not why we're making this video right now. So how are we going to add bones to this? Make sure you go to the object mode, select the skeleton and go into the edit mode. Now let's add a weapon socket first to the right hand. So we need to look for the right hand bone. It's somewhere back here, so let's get rid of some of this. Just hide it, press H on your keyboard to get rid of these big bones. So we want this bone, but there are a few of them. So if we click it and we look in the top left over here, you can see it's the OB hand R, and that's not the one we need. We simply need hand R, so let's hide this bone as well. Click it again, and here we have our hand R bone. So let's extrude a new bone from this. Press E on your keyboard, create the new bone, select the bone, right click it, go to parent and clear, disconnect the bone. Now we can move it around. So place it in the palm of the hand roughly. It's not really important at this point. We can change it later, so that should do fine for now. With the bone selected, go to the top right over here, right click, go to view show active, so we can rename our bone. Double click it and I'm gonna name it weapon socket, right, and that's the first bone. So let's add a camera socket as well. Go to our head and look for the head bone. Now if we click this one, look at the top left, you can see we have the head selected the first time, so that's nice. Let's extrude a new bone from this as well, so press E on your keyboard. If you're in a 2D view and you hold Control, it's gonna snap to the grid, so make sure it's nicely aligned. Click it, and again we're going to go to parent, clear, disconnect this bone so we can move it around, and I'm going to place it roughly at the eye position, so that should do fine. Let's give this a proper name as well, so rename it, and I'm going to call this camera socket. So we have added two new bones, but if we export this to Unreal Engine 4, they won't show up, and we need to do a few things first. So on the right over here, go to the armature settings, and we are going to show the deform bones and click this combine armatures. Now select the bones we just created. So select the camera bone and shift select the weapon socket. On the right here, click Add Deforms and make sure you tick Only Selected. Press OK. And now we should be good to go. So we're going to click Combine Armatures again, and we're going to hide the deforms. And that's pretty much all we have to do. Now if we go back to object mode, we are ready to export this. So let's save the blend file. Select the mesh and shift select the armature. Go to the export over here, but this time we're going to use the Mr Mannequin FBX export all the way at the bottom. So select this one. We're not going to export any animations, but we're going to export the mesh. Make sure it's in the correct folder. So you can't really name the file. It's going to use the name of the armature over here, the SK Mannequin Lot 0. So that's the naming. Click OK and it's going to export it. And here we have our new FBX. Just at the time we created it, there was a previous version. You could see it a few seconds back, but it overwrit it. So this is what we just created. Now, if we go to Unreal Engine 4, there's our third-person example project. I didn't do anything to this, it's just the default project. And remember, we didn't export anything. We simply loaded the mannequin rig in Blender. Now, we're going to go to the mannequin, character, mesh, and simply drag in our new skeleton into this folder. Make sure we have the default mannequin skeleton selected. Do not create materials and import this. And as you can see, without any errors, it just loads on the default skeleton. We have our sockets in place, weapon socket and our camera socket. If we select the correct mesh, that is. So there it is. And there's our camera socket. And this is all on the default skeleton, so we can simply use the default animations on this if we would like, and we can make our own animations in Blender. So that's how you add new bones with Mr Mannequin 1.4. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon so I can show you how you can even add the control rig to custom characters in Blender. So that's going to be pretty sweet as well. See you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Later.